And away we go! Salutations, class, and welcome back. I hope you all have had a lovely weekend. We have quite a peculiar week coming up this time. I'm uncertain about our schedule still. Tonight we'll be doing Outer Wilds. This is also the week of the release of Dungeon Fighter Duel, which I might even just spend most of this week on, maybe even for Friday, which would otherwise be reserved for Guilty Gear. That is the next big anime fighter coming out, and I think our first one since Type Lumina back in October. We also have a celebration soon with our friend Dr. Cave, who will be celebrating his 1-year anniversary, and I will be in attendance there, making a presentation. I'll give you all details as we get to that when it comes. But for now, it's time for us to experience a little bit of existential dread once more. And welcome, James. Very lovely evening to you. Now, I did have a chance to put it on Twitter, but I haven't told you all in the Discord yet. If you hear loud sounds over the mic, it is currently storming here, and I am liable to suffer a power outage basically anytime during the duration of the stream. We actually had about an hour and a half of a power outage earlier, so expect that to happen at some point, and depending on how quickly our power comes on, I'll resume our stream if we end up shutting down for a bit. Should take me about, say, 10 minutes or so, in the case of any equipment failure. How appropriate. Evening we have storms, and it happens to be a game about going off into the very ominous darkness, which is what I'm left in when the lights are out. Oh, we have more details on this. All of the warp towers are being constructed on Ash Twin, while the 6 warp receivers are being constructed at different locations. A diagram depicting the alignment angle between a warp tower and its corresponding astral body. Maybe move the mic a bit closer to my face, just in case. I can hear the thunder. I don't know if y'all do over the mic. Warp tower alignment angles are not exact. They only need to be within 5 degrees. Several seconds, anyone stepping onto the warp platform during the active window will be immediately warped. So we understand the warping mechanics here. The tower designs are correct. There is more to explore on the forge, which we still need to get to. So I think first things first, let's immediately head our way over to Brittle Hollow. Oh-ho! Actually, for the brief moment that's here, I wonder, are we going to have anything different on the Quantum Moon? Come on. It's so hard to pilot this darn thing to land it on here. Then again, that's what happens when you're covered in clouds on entry. Just in case. Now, there were tales in here about recalling a rule of the 6th location, and there was another little thing. Do we have our words? Or will I have to turn the lights on again? And welcome, Aaron. We're trying to figure out a few things. You've recalled the rule of quantum imaging. Allegedly, we have not yet recalled the rule of quantum entanglement. Given the look here, we probably get the 6th location rule from the tower on Brittle Hollow, which we still don't know how to get into. I don't know what other thing we have to fulfill with the rule of quantum entanglement. We've managed to get ourselves warped around a few times, but we don't know exactly what results it gives us. Indeed, it is all that we do for this game, figuring things out. And that should be our destination that will require yet again another controller rebind. And there. You know, can we even land on Hollow's lantern? It's always been an option on our little planet interface, but I don't feel like there's much we can do if we landed on it. I guess that's one little thing we could achieve while we're here. I imagine it's literally just the craters and lava, nothing of interest in here. And quite possibly nowhere we can land. Sure doesn't look like it. We at least touch one of the volcanoes here. There, maybe that at least unlocks an entry in our ship log, even though I don't think there's anything we're able to do on that little flaming ball of death and despair, and another quantum moon, and where the heck is Brittle? There you are. Go ahead and search ourselves for that tower, which, if I remember correctly, should be under the large, roughly square-shaped pattern on the surface. Nope, they still had the control bind issue going on. And a formal welcome to Usagi. Glad to see you again. Look at this. I have 3, probably 4 regulars. And I don't think we've been in here yet. This place probably self-destructs very early on in each cycle. Horrible landing. Come on, get me out of here. Have we gotten a chance to peer in here yet? Suit on, we will not forget that again. Just ruins, just ruins. The journey here from the South Pole has been, I'm going to go with harrowing because of, all of the meteors. But hey, at least I made it here unconcussed and not on fire. Okay, let's see. I poked around a little, and there's some sort of old Nomai path that starts from my campsite, inside the ruined building with trees growing out of it. Doesn't look like anything horrible, just the stairs leading down. I can handle stairs. After I get my supplies together, I'll follow the path and see where it leads. Oh? Nothing we can pick up. Appears to be a gravity crystal of some sort? Yeah, any landing we can walk away from. And luckily, both ourselves and the ship happen to be unharmed in this interaction. Curious little rocks here. Bring it back, damn it. That was probably an indication that we should really get off this rock before it falls, since that did feel like it landed very, very close. And I will repeat my warning for anyone who might have arrived here slightly late. It is currently storming here, so I am liable to have a power outage at any time, as a warning. So, if the stream ever abruptly stops, you might not see my return, as who knows, Last time my power was out, it was out for a good hour and a half. Now, where is that city? Somewhere around here. Ah, here we go. And there should be some sort of a path that will allow us to get back up. Go ahead and... Why are you still rotating? There we go. And beam down... Actually, beam back up. Since I might want a little bit more fuel, and that should be it. Now we find our way upstairs, or more accurately, we need to raise the black hole forge and then figure out just how we're getting back up there. Or did we actually get in last time? There's still more to explore here, according to the messages we found. So I imagine we're not quite done yet. Also, I think we literally just flew our way up there, so let's go for a little bit of rule breaking, shall we? Then again, this game seems to enjoy restricting our rule set, so it's entirely possible we're intended to make an unsafe maneuver like so. I thought I told you to rise. Oh, I did. Okay. The rails there stay. Get me in here. And as long as we can attach ourselves to the ceiling... Oh, that's gonna auto-rotate me towards the bottom. Nope, 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 no. Slowly crawl our way back up. There's gotta be some way to do this. Almost there. I mean, as long as we can find any sort of a resting position, that's probably correct. And here we go. Yeah, we got here at the very end of our time last time. Perhaps if we backtrack a bit, we might be able to find exactly how we're supposed to get in here. Black hole forge, straight ahead, 40 meters. Exit to surface, and the way back in is sealed. So that's not a path we're allowed to take. The gravity surface here works. But it continues to be blocked off here. Yeah, just as it was before. Or is this entire little thing right here broken too? It's glowing and it was attaching us a moment earlier. There we go. Okay, so there is a region in the middle here which seems to be busted. Yeah, okay, the entire surface doesn't actually give us gravity. So we can confirm we're not supposed to go through this tunnel. And welcome, Portland. We are trying to navigate our way through this bizarre little gravity well here. Ah, but you're so close. Come on. And try that again. There we go. So we continue. Here on the underside, that surface is not glowing whatsoever, so that is not how we're supposed to get in here. However the heck it is. Okay, easy enough. Now, we were here at the end of our previous cycle, so we should have a bit more time to look around here, see if we can find some information. Did we even get in properly? Be cautious near the boarding area while the black hole forge is in operation. There should be a little stone we fit in here, but it appears to be missing. Yeah, we snuck our way in here and we got the alignment towers. Yeah, they can deviate by 5 degrees. That's what this message was. Did we have a chance to look at this one earlier? No, back in there. Of note, Yara believes he spotted a flaw in the warp tower designs, namely that one of the warp towers in Ash Twin will never activate, because its warp receiver will never align overhead. Does your romantic interest think a warp tower's alignment point is its receiver? Does he not know that a warp tower always aligns with the center of its corresponding celestial body? That isn't an unreasonable belief, given the receiver does have to be located on, or in close orbit around, the relevant astral body. I seem to recall that was your understanding of warp technology at first. No, Yara understands the distinction. He likely doesn't realize the hourglass twins are so close together that they function as a single astral body, with a shared alignment point in between them. Hopefully that's not the end of our black hole forge. There is this little projection stone, which we can probably use outside. Relinquish to me your secrets. I have good news, Yarrow. The advanced warp core is ready to be installed in the central chamber of Ash Twin. I'm intrigued, love. Everyone here working on the Ash Twin project is excited to see it. Pi is beside herself with joy. No, it isn't. Is everything well at the forge? The core's durability could still be improved. I need more time. Ignore her, Yarrow. The core is finished. And if my sister tells you otherwise, then she will be finished as well. Don't worry, love. Pokey is only nervous. The core is extraordinary, and her design work is beautifully clever. Ship logs updated. We know about the warp towers. I thought maybe we could get some sort of a warp core or something from here. But perhaps the forge isn't actually still in operation, or we simply don't know how to operate it. That is allegedly everything for the Black Hole Forge, then. Okay, so it was just a notation about the fact that the two, hourglass twins are so close together. We still need to get inside that central chamber. Still need to figure out the anglerfish fossil. There's allegedly... Oh, right. There was that whole staircase leading down, right? So we still have a lot more to discover in Dark Bramble. We need to figure out what the 6th location is. And we still need to find our way into the tower on the equator. Ecuador? If you wouldn't confuse the pronunciation of Ecuador with the actual nation of Ecuador. Which, if I remember, is actually called that because it's near the equator. Alright, we are looking for that other tower. There's the gravity cannon. There's the town again. This might be the shelter site in question, which means the escape pod should be right above us. Actually, I wonder... Aha! If we can roll ourselves back over... Once we find ourselves a bit of stability... Oh boy, does this one make me nervous. I hope you remain there. Allegedly, this could be the shelter site right here. See if we can find ourselves some knowledge inside. Now, pray tell, where does this path lead? Given concerns about our settlement's stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? We need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves. I agree. We're here because the Eye's signal called to us and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not merely survive, but thrive. This is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. Believe we should migrate to the northern glacier, and they're using the gravity crystals to construct a path. Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from the moon's volcanic eruptions. Haha! More stuff about the Eye of the Universe, presumably. This knowledge is too dear to lose. Here is everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel. The signal was older than the universe itself. This is the most significant detail. No Nomai clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in this universe be older than the universe itself? I think we've read this whole one, like, the same, again. Yeah, it's mostly the same message as what we found. People talking about the signal being older than the universe. There appear... It's a tale. Their vessel found the signal. They were entrapped by Dark Bramble, it appears. But it didn't look like they crashed there. It looks like they were actually trapped in it. As if Dark Bramble itself lashed out a thorny vine and attempted to ensnare them. Playing off of those Pokemon Generation 1 mechanics and using Wrap. My brother wasn't in Escape Pod 1 with us. Was he in Pod 2 or Pod 3? Was he able to board an escape pod at all? We sacrificed too much arriving here. I cannot, nay, I will not, allow our clan's greatest loss to be in vain. A little bit of grass being touched. And doesn't look like we have any farther to traverse in this direction. So back up here we go. And we can traverse across most of the planks here. Should be relatively stable still. Hopefully this piece of Brittle Hollow doesn't actually fall anytime soon. Preferably not at all. Oh, the staircase continues. Oh, that sounds like we're falling. Well, brace for impact, I suppose. Just what on earth is that supposed to be? I can't understand. Why did the vessel crash in that place? Was the vessel unwell in some way? No, Anana and I checked before the warp, and the warp core navigation systems were both well. We warped to follow that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. Suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but with our destination. I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3. The sun has swollen to red giant status. We might be nearing the end here. How? Should be merely a short platforming up here. Hopefully we've enough time to return to our ship. Yeah, nothing of interest in that direction. I wonder where the sun going red giant fits into the overall timescale we have. Is that roughly an indicator of halfway? 2/3? It's a cycle of 22 minutes, which, funny enough, is also the runtime of most American cartoon shows. Wonder if that was chosen just by accident or on purpose. Because 22 is kind of a weird number to pick. Aha! Perhaps we don't have a reason to return to the ship. Especially after it fell into the black hole. Any useful information for us? We at least know we can't actually get a warp core, so I think what we're messing with next is all of the warp towers on Ash Twin, which might require us to be there a little bit after a cycle starts. The ever so ominous music, but it is kind of a track I like. After a few cycles, you recognize that happens towards the end. Now, since there's nothing we can do otherwise, let's have ourselves a little bit of fun. Ow. Oh, my ship's here. Wait, where the heck are we? Ah, more chunks of... Okay, it's chunks of Brittle Hollow out here, right? Yeah, it just all reassembles over here. Excellent time for a sip. So, in retrospect, it looks like we'll want to be messing around with the warp towers on Ash Twin. We also did manage to make it to the sun station, but not to the other side of it. I think that might have another little secret for us to discover. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. And hopefully, sometime soon, that, orbital cannon, the gravity launcher up there, might actually launch something in a direction we can track. Yeah, that appears to be going off into a direction in space we can't do anything about. Suit up, as always. Oh, there's still more in here. The Nomai warped to the solar system in a spaceship called the Vessel. They were attempting to follow a signal from the Eye of the Universe. Crashed somewhere in Dark Bramble, and that's when its warp core broke. So we will have to make our traversal in there eventually. One of the 3 escape pods never made it out. Ah, that's what it is. Yeah, Dark Bramble ensnaring the vessel, and then you have one of the escape pods still inside, the other 2 escaping successfully. And there's still apparently more to discover there another time. Well, if we are looking for that information on the towers we have, why don't we take a real quick visit to the Hourglass Twin, since we'll probably be spending a lot of time there. Then we can go ahead and see if we can get some information on that anglerfish. So we did read the tales about how, okay, never mind, we are accelerating a bit too quickly. There we go, significantly more comfortable. We'll have to wait for the sand to erode off of Ash Twin, so we should have a little bit of time here. Figure out just what the heck we're doing here. Come on, bring me close. There, now we're inside the gravity field, and it should be a lot easier to navigate. And this time, it might be a little bit easier if we just left our ship over here, inside the canyon. Suit is on, we are ready to go. And I remember this place being significant, but I forgot what our way in was. Further down this path, I believe, since we know that one is blocked by ghost matter. Our ship should be well out of the way. I remember the little trees here. Was the passage in further down, or was this a dead end? For games so much about memorizing rule sets, it probably would be better if we went ahead and just ended up playing it more frequently. Day and day again throughout the course of a single week. Nothing of interest. Which one was the one down to the tunnel? This was the one that leads to the anglerfish, correct? There's still some way in from above. But how do we get there? Wait a minute. Okay, so the yellow path. There's a yellow path on our map over there. And that tracks where the scout leads. So... we launch it onto the opposing wall. Up there is roughly where we're trying to be. So we need to be above here, but find our way down. I have no idea if we'll end up getting into there from any spot here on the surface. But if we head over in that direction, we might get a bit of information. Uh-oh. Bit reckless. Try that again. Ah, so it's down from this room that was blocked off, correct? Okay, so we have confirmation. We're not supposed to be in there from out here. That's a way to quickly get back out once we're already inside. So I think we can actually get there from, inside the Sunless City. Let's get down there and get ourselves a bit of oxygen back. And it was down here again, correct? Oh wait, never mind. We're smarter than this. We know there was a way back in from over by the, over by the gravity cannon, correct? And that should have given us a quicker way inside, which we might still have time. Alley-oop, and ah, you never officially landed, did you? Alright, so we want to go over to the gravity cannon, and there should have been a really quick way inside from over there. There's the escape pod again. Here we go. And then there was a spot on the cliffside right here. Drop ourselves down and investigate. Right here. If we do not see sand at the bottom yet, then we know we have plenty of time. Okay, excellent. Hop our way inside. This one was the, let's see, which one was the Anglerfish Overlook? So that lights up this one right here. Which hopefully means somewhere in here we have a way to get to the anglerfish. Heading back this way, we get ourselves closer to where our drone is located. I remember we navigated the maze last time, but I don't think we found a good way to get out. Or get through. Any words? Any tales? Any paths? Any dice? I guess not. As much as I'd like. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, this just takes us right back down. Why do they place those so maliciously? Unless the cacti themselves feed off of sand. They're not under every sand flow. That's where we need to get inside. Okay, so it's a puzzle. We have to get inside the proper sandfall. Step 1, we head back up. And then step 2... well, first find our way back out of here. Here we go. Then there should be a way up from somewhere over here. We are looking for, presumably, this sandfall. And hopefully... who's been computing shuttle trajectories to the sun station? Don't worry, the station is in such a low stellar orbit, we've constructed a different, safer way to travel there from Ashtwin. Hydrate redeemed. Thank you very much for watching out for me. It's a purely theoretical exercise on my part, Yarrow. Who doesn't love computing a good low stellar orbit shuttle trajectory? Hi, I look forward to working with you, but I'm also relieved it will be easy to return to Ashtwin regularly. That would be Pi. I told her we wouldn't be traveling there by shuttle, and that the sun station doesn't even have a landing pad, but she said she knew. Now, where could you take us? Ah, it's just a redundant path back over there. What we want to know is how we get over to view that anglerfish. We never looked in here, correct? Not that we can. I know we've been in this room plenty of times. So it's still further up from here, meaning we want to find a path that goes through, roughly, the top of the sunless city here. Then that might lead us to the chamber that we need to view the anglerfish. So... that's the way back up to the top. This was the room that had the information about the Eye of the Universe. This was the one that had a, yeah, all the ghost matter around here. Yeah, we've already done that puzzle. So I suppose, until we have a little bit of better knowledge, we might as well just head back out. We can get ourselves to the sun station and try to get across that little platforming challenge they had for us. And a leap. Now, my first theory. Allegedly, there's a way to prevent the anglerfish from approaching you. They did say that they are territorial and therefore tend to avoid other anglerfish. My guess is we'll need to have some sort of a lamp and maybe our own headlights will work. But that would probably have prevented us from reaching them in the first place. Or that would have kept them away in the first place. Let's see, here's the towers for the Hourglass Twins. That's the one for Brittle Hollow. Which means here's the Sun Tower. Land ourselves down, since it didn't seem to want us to get back up so easily. And I don't think we'll be having a chance to use our ship again, so... yeah, especially with the sun's bright red texture. Oh, that's right, we should have been here much earlier. It would have been so much easier to solve that puzzle. And again, the only way through is over a bunch of cacti. So, gently see if we can make this. Ah, right. This is the gamepad that has the faulty right trigger. That would explain a lot. I suppose each one of these screens is an excellent time to get in some chugging. This is one of the gamepads I ended up playing a lot of For Honor with, and accordingly, its triggers tend to malfunction pretty frequently. Oh, I see. Maybe since we might have still been locked on to the Hourglass Twins, that might have been trying to lock on our velocity? Maybe that's why we couldn't get in a good jump. Alright, first things first, head ourselves towards the sun. But be careful, as we do want to slow down since the twins will be approaching us. Ah, talk about smooth sailing. Do we even have anything we can do while we're here first? Well, we could just investigate the Ember Twin and the Sunless City again. Suit on, and let's make this quick. Do we have any other games that navigate like this? I quite like the fact that we seem to have some pretty good proper three-dimensional navigation through using the jetpack here. Although, funny enough, 343 Guilty Spark or the Forge mode in Halo had controls like this. Anglerfish Overlook, and that would be our way back out. We might actually have a very busy week of streaming this week. We have DNF Duel tomorrow. And I think Dr. Cave's presentation was scheduled for this Friday. Yeah, wait a minute. So that pulls out. Meaning, the pathway there is not how we get in. I wonder... Looks like a very thin path to get up there, but it does look possible, so... Yeah, the gravity well up there pulls outward. Instead, we want to find a way inside, probably from below. Go ahead, get ourselves a little bit of gracious gas. And let's light up the entire darn place. Get this up here, get this up here. This is the way to the science lab, correct? No, Stepping Stone Cave. Which means we probably haven't been here yet. Any information from over here? We're meeting in the fossil fish cave to play the game. If you're too big to climb through the anglerfish overlook hole, here we go. You'll have to go the long way, but it isn't far. Go to Stepping Stone Cave and then up into the fossil fish cave. I tried to get to the fossil fish through Stepping Stone Cave, but I couldn't find the entrance. Where is it? Taget can't fit through the anglerfish overlook hole anymore because he grew bigger. He's taller than Levi for now. Alright, Aaron. I need to see what everyone's standard points are, but yeah, 100 seems pretty reasonable. Ah, who cares? Ilex is still tallest. Remember to feed the fossil fish first. If you go to the anglerfish overlook and throw a light into his mouth, he'll show you the way. What's funny is they all seem to have different handwriting. You'll see some of that text is thinner, and with the case of the children there, it seems to be quite thick and messy. Pretty stuffy today. Now, Stepping Stone Cave, they said, so presumably there's a bit of a platforming challenge to be done. Although it appears to just be sand below. Presumably, we could get up there through some sort of little crevice. Although this might indicate us directly the way we're supposed to go. Are we playing the fossil fish game tonight? I fed the fossil fish a new lantern. If you go to Stepping Stone Cave, the entrance to the fossil fish cave is easy to see now. Gratitude, Solanum. It's good to see you're small enough to climb in through the hole at the anglerfish overlook. I'm still small enough. You won't be for long. Mom and Dad are tall, so you and I will be tall too. This is way back. Now, we couldn't lob a scout directly down the anglerfish's mouth, but it did look like the spot here where it got thin might be what we were looking for. Curious little motes of dust. Maybe we did have to launch it directly into its mouth. Do we still have time to go back there and try that? Let's make it quick. Next big door directly over us. Here we are. That's their hint that we need to launch a scout directly down there. There. And that should be our best chance to see. Time to step up to the challenge. Finally, I have a viewer who likes bad puns as much as I do. Except now I've actually lost which path we took to get in there. Portable lozenge launcher. Pretty accurate. Alright, Stepping Stone Cave is just down outside of here. We should have barely enough time to get through. We're about halfway through on our oxygen, but we're probably able to get just enough time to get in there. And then hopefully get out. Actually, it'll be even easier to navigate down here. There we go. So it was in the cliff, it's just we don't have any easier spot to navigate up there. Now we're inside. Finally. Whoever was it when we ended last time is the anglerfish. Rule change. The anglerfish now has to wear a blindfold and do not peek. Why are we changing it? It's too hard if you can't see anything. Aunt Pie says real anglerfish are blind, so you have to wear a blindfold. The rule stands. Rule update. It's okay if younger kids don't wear the blindfold when they're it. The rest of us will still wear it for scientific accuracy and to make the game more even. The rest of us, the little fish, line up against one wall. When the anglerfish says so, the little fish sneak across to the other side. If the anglerfish catches you, you're eaten. Last little fish to be caught is the new anglerfish. The old anglerfish gives the new anglerfish the blindfold and becomes a little fish. And the light still functions. So it's like, oh, what's it called? Isn't it called Sharks and Minnows? There's a similar game you play in a pool. Oh, more tales. Perfect. Just what we were looking for, the anglerfish study. This anglerfish's digestive tract suggests death by starvation. An update. Mallory. While I was here making sketches of the anglerfish, I observed the children I saw earlier playing here again. They've added a rule to their game that incorporates our research. It's wonderful. I'm entirely delighted. It's never too early to appreciate biology. The long growth protruding from its head is bioluminescent. Perhaps they use this growth to attract prey, allure. Visually, the specimen appears to be of the same species as the anglerfish and dark bramble. We don't believe it originated from this planet, and somehow warped its way here. This is the way outside. Correct. So, where does this lead? Ah, it's literally just a gravity beam up here. Then that's it for this little spot. Find our way back to the ship. Refuel, replenish. And see if our log has any extra information for us. Oxygen and fuel redone. Anglerfish fossil complete. Okay, but do we have any information specifically on how we evade? Doesn't seem like we have anything else specifically about it, right? Let's see, where's Dark Bramble? I wonder what the different colors for all the rumors and indicators is supposed to signify. Like, we can tell all the purple stuff here is about the quantum. Okay, I imagine it just centers around whatever the biggest card is. Yeah. Orbital probe cannon, Ash Twin Project, the quantum moon and all the stuff going along with it, and the vessel, which should be in Dark Bramble somewhere. So, quickly now, make our escape over to the Ash Twin. Yeah, there it is. I'm holding... Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. I'm just so accustomed to trying to hold A and jump for the, booster. That's not how I should be doing things. Alright, the sand has fallen too far down, so it might be hard getting our way in. Regardless, we're going to give it a try. We'll feel full oxygen. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm instinctively pressing A because I'm trying to use the booster. Alright, headlights on. Okay, yeah, there we go. Try that again. Okay, so we will have to feather our little booster on the way in there. Heal ourselves up and we'll try it again. Okay, so we can land on these little parts of the ruin on the side here. Come on. Okay, very minimal damage. And now we wait. I guess say goodbye to our spaceship. Now we just wait for whenever... Do we have an indicator on the wall anywhere? No, we will just have to wait for when it actually happens. So, sit back, relax, and rotate. I guess now would be a good time to say, since it seems the storm has overblown, is there anything y'all are looking forward to this week? I'm excited for, DNF Duel myself, which we will be playing starting tomorrow. And possibly even throughout the rest of the week. It depends on how much I end up loving that AFG. I did say I wanted to do some Dead Cells and or Hollow Knight, so maybe we'll see if I can fit those onto the schedule. Wait. We're already too late for the Sun Station, aren't we? Well, with our ship gone, do we have much in the way of other options? Yeah, I think the Sun Station's been swallowed up. So, now we want to think. Ah, what the heck. Now would be an excellent time for a break and a drink regardless. So why not? I will go refill my tea. Catch you all in just a second. And we are back. This time we'll have to be very, very quick and early on our travel to the Ash Twin, and then we should be back on track. To the Sun Station! Suit on. We still never got a little indicator here. Maybe there's no quests for Hollow's Lantern. They never expect the space bomb. Y'all are having fun. Even though that's not going to do anything for the moment. Thank you very much for the spaced out explosives. So, how long does it actually take to get on there? And we have to rebind once more. Why? I can't imagine that one being difficult to patch. Thank you, Usagi. Although we did just come back with our tea. Should be able to intercept these planets just like this. Curious little spot to sit down. That would have been one of those large towers on the side that I still don't understand the purpose of. Tea and a potion of healing. I want to do more Noida as well. I want to get back to a, real playthrough of the game. We still have a lot of secrets to uncover. Lots of side quests, various bosses. Maybe it wouldn't be that difficult to get into a good spot. I want to just do larger streams. Maybe save that for the weekend again. Yeah. I try to keep myself to shorter streams just to make sure I don't burn out. That's really the biggest reason. So, allegedly, the Ash Twin project will get information from the Sun Station. And that actually links us back to all this other stuff, which should be going along with the vessel. And then, maybe we do have to send our way inside Dark Bramble. Although there's apparently something on the Addo Rock we still haven't messed with. 10,000 points. Maybe I should up the costs. The sand has started to decrease. Alright. So it would be good. I'll have to make some larger redeems then. I'm astonished that you have that much. Although I suppose you are a regular. Have I mentioned to y'all how much I love ya? Brings me so much joy to have some people who are willing to be here every single time. Really, I kept the costs low since I assumed you wouldn't start building channel points until, I actually, got into affiliate, but it seems they were stacking from beforehand. Yeah, down to 5k since you were appropriately trying to destroy me during the Noida stream. Very well, I'll have to give y'all some larger redeems. Nothing much to do but drift over the sides here. These should be some of the twins, so we know right here is roughly the axis we're trying to get across. Now if we keep an eye out, the Sun Station is probably one of the taller ones. Here we go. drop this off on the side and very quickly make our way in, although we're not in a rush. Not yet, since the way inside is still under all this sand. Supposed to be your One-san villainous arc, so don't raise the Bison redeems. It's your revenge on Noida. Which actually reminds me, you did have a question earlier about when I'm not streaming this week. I still don't know that I have an answer for you yet, Usagi. If tomorrow's DNF duel stream ends up picking up quite a bit of traction, I'm gonna keep it going and, too, be back again the next day for it. I suppose there's going to be quite a few people wanting to know if they, well, want to even buy the game. So, Thursday might be the only day we have a chance. It might literally just be DNF Duel Week. Wait here. Slip our little way underneath, and no harm done this time. Quickly now onto the sun station upon its next rotation. Maybe just a big stream on Saturday. I kind of want to have a dense week. So much to do, so much to see. You return to the stream with karaoke, and I will finally hear you howl like a dog while you call that singing. Hey, I didn't perform too well on karaoke night myself either. Though that was essentially without practice. Here we go. Or not? There we are. Find our little way over here, and what I'm going to guess this time around, since we got flung off the last time, we might just have to gravity ourselves across those platforms. Hello, right trigger, you better be working. How do we even get in? Oh wait, I think that might be a sign. Or something. We appear to be in even a level of free fall. Not much gravity here at all. Haha. No, don't fling me away. How do we even get in? Ah, I see a little gravity spot on the top there. Really? You're just gonna do that to me, huh? Oh, we still might have another chance if we can get ourselves back onto Ash Twin. Or we crash very violently into the surface. I do think I'm very capable of singing, but on, our celebration day, my voice was shot since we were already streaming for 8 whole hours. Oh hey, we're drifting back into the sun. We might be able to catch the sun station on its next pass around if we navigate ourselves further away. Explain that one to me, atheists. If we kept getting flown away, how did we manage to get ourselves back in when literally the entire time we were trying to drift ourselves directly back towards the sun? Makes no sense whatsoever. Unless the sun expanded to engulf us in our attempts to escape. Fine, fine, fine. We'll give it another try. Elliptical orbit would be possible, but I don't think you'd have an elliptical orbit if you were flung directly off of something that was rotating around it. Trying to think. Possibly. I feel like you'd have a spiral orbit. Like an elliptical orbit happens when you would, have something that passes by perpendicular to the, sun, or a celestial body, and they'd slow down on their velocity once they're, perpendicular to it. Then they'd be able to curve their way back around as gravity pulls them in, but in that case, we were essentially accelerating away. So I feel like we wouldn't have had an elliptical orbit there. Although I did adjust my velocity once we were out, so maybe I did manage to slow myself down, and then gravity caught up with us. Alright, think about this. Shouldn't be hard to get back on. We didn't have to wait very long either. I don't think we're able to fulfill very many other side quests, so we can literally just sit here for a bit. Talk about the weather. Look outside and there's water all over my window. The interloper does drift up awfully close. Eventually it does get swallowed by the sun. There's the white hole. There's our map. Quantum Moon, sun station right next to the surface. We still allegedly have a little bit to look at on the Attlerock. Indeed! Looks like there's still quite a bit more going on. Take a look inside here. Sixth location, there's another tower on Brittle Hollow. We still haven't figured out how to get inside there. I guess once we figure out the sun station thing, we might have to go straight into Dark Bramble. Somehow we get under the current. Now I hear a lot of people talk about beating this game, but I don't know if that means 100%ing or just finding enough secrets. Like, I don't know if you have to, piece together 100% of clues or anything. I think it started to drift down ever so slightly. So let's go ahead and look ourselves for that sun station. Oh! He do be interloping, though. And here we are. Uh-oh. Just knock us away. Alright. Now we try to get in. Plenty of oxygen, plenty of fuel. Other side. And we still have a little bit to wait, so it'll probably be, yeah, this last pass over with the sand, and then we can get in. So, kindly step widely aside. A little mishap, but we should be fine. Now kindly wait for the elevator to drop. Though we can't crawl under the space here, I'd probably be a bit too claustrophobic myself to try to do that. This is much easier. We ever have to return to the sound station, which hopefully we don't have to go there more than once. We can just take this a little path. I don't even know who I'm gonna play in DNF Duel, so we'll have a lot of discoveries to make tomorrow. I think I might want to try to stream as early as I possibly can. So, let's go ahead and do that then. The other times that my YouTube channel at least has grown, or at least experienced its best growth, was during specific updates for Guilty Gear Strive, still being generally my best content. And so accordingly, I'd hope a new anime fighter on the market might help me along. Although lately, it's kind of funny. Pokemon Black 2 has been doing a lot better than any of the other stuff I put out. Well, Kirby of course, but what I find funny is that Pokemon Black 2 did better than Pokemon Arceus did. How are we doing this? So we know it's going to be a little bit easier to get over there, right? You want to head directly here. Right inside. Thread the needle. Perfect. I'm surprised there's trees that can survive all the way out here. You'd imagine they'd be scorched under that sun. Mission. Science compels us to explode the sun. Can't we change this? I don't enjoy working in view of such a morbid mission statement. But it's accurate. We're going to create a supernova for the purpose of a scientific progress. That's our mission. Our mission is to decide if even such an irresponsible feat is even possible. Here's a better one. Mission. Determine if it's possible to prompt the sun to explode. You lack a sense of humor. At least I don't lack a sense of ethics. Kindly refrain from going supernova on me before the sun does, Idea. I saw a new chat and I thought maybe it would have been a new viewer. Right as I spoke of the devil. I assume one of you might have already taken care. Something about buying followers. Please leave. There's gotta be a reason for the... Okay, we got a platform up here. Another No Mai statue, one that's been locked off. any other scrolls up top? No, there doesn't seem to be anything up here. So, what are we going to do here? The bots are getting self-aware. They have anime profile pics. Okay, we do have another path we can travel here. Star has reached end of natural life cycle. Now approaching red giant stage. Warning, evacuate sun station. Approximate time until sun station is destroyed by expanding the star, 2 minutes 48 seconds. Approximate time until star's death, 14 minutes 18 seconds. 2 minutes. Finally, hand me the last of your secrets. What happened? Did the sun station not fire? It fired, Yarrow, but it failed. The sun barely responded. There were infinitesimally small surface level changes, but they were barely visible even to the third eye. The sun station is useless. It will never, and could never, cause the sun to explode. I don't know what comes next, my friends. I suppose we must start over, but I'm unsure how to start over. Return to Ashtwin first, my friend. Perhaps a change of task would help. Spire noticed a comet approaching the star system that we'd like to investigate. I've hurt for you, my friends. We all know how hard you've both worked. I can only offer my compassion. How are you? How is Idea? We're well. Yarrow, or as well as can be expected given the circumstances, though disappointed. I may have disagreed with exploding the sun, but I never wished the device would fail. I'd hope our terrible work was finished. A look inside the Ashtwin project. Don't think there's anything more for us in here. Let us escape this orbit and hopefully we can make it back to our ship just fine. Yeah, nothing else for us in here. Quickly now. Come on! We need to constantly be pushing ourselves away. Nope, we couldn't escape in time. The gravitational pull was too strong. We needed a bit of a better boost to escape. So there's still some way to the inside of Ashtwin. And that's where you keep getting pointed to. I think I orbited too slow. I'll have to see how we're supposed to reach escape velocity for if we ever do that again. Although, I'd expect that to be all we needed from the sun station itself. Hopefully. Indeed, we don't have a star here. Saying more to discover. The sun station was designed to make the sun go supernova. The Nomai fired the sun station, but it had no effect on the sun. They concluded that the sun station could never cause the sun to go supernova. After the failure of the sun station, the Nomai took a break to investigate the newly arrived comet. According to a Nomad computer, our sun has reached the end of its natural life cycle. So, we might just go interloping, but that first orbit it makes close to, the sun tends to knock us off. Too much gas perpendicular to your movement instead of tangential. I suppose so. I was trying to avoid our last situation where we ended up in kind of an elliptical orbit and got pulled back in, but I'm not a physicist. I'd have to ask Dr. Cave about this. Very well. Perhaps it is time for us to head directly off to Dark Bramble. Only armchairing it. Well, this is a learning experience, and I didn't have time at the Space Academy before doing this, so... Actually, first things first... Why don't we check out the Outer Rock, since allegedly that still had something for us to find? Or perhaps a few things for us to find. Drift in closely, we have lost our lock-on binding again. It's a learning experience, in which we find out that the sun is really spicy. Too spicy for me. I'm white, after all. Hey, get me back on. I didn't say you're supposed to leave. There we go. Understanding the physics just a little bit better. This looks like a prior ship, perhaps? One of the other vessels from the Outer Wilds Ventures. Indeed, it appears to only be a piece of detail here, given how few polygons this ship has. So yeah, that's just the indication that our friend here landed on the moon long ago. Here's the cute little flag. Yeah, level of detail moment. Here's the ruins. Or here's some ruins. Which is what we were looking for, correct? Yeah, those seem to be done. Some sort of device found inside the ruins. Lights on, and here... Oh! Is this akin to the quantum moon finder? There's the sun, Giant's Deep, Brittle Hollow, and last one is searching for the Eye of the Universe, which appears to not converge. Indeed, no idea where that signal comes from. But we haven't been down here yet. I was upstairs testing the eye signal locator, and it can hear and follow the signals from the sun, Giant's Deep, and Brittle Hollow. However, something strange is happening when I ask the eye signal locator to follow the eye signal. The device's indicator rotates wildly, it never points to just one direction. I see! Most likely calibrated the locator incorrectly. Privet, my apprentice, and I will make adjustments and try again. An update. Disappointingly, everything is correctly calibrated after all. It saddens me to posit this, my friends, but I believe this locator cannot detect the eye signal. We would need to build a more sensitive device if we want to locate the eye of the universe. Then we will build it. Don't lose hope, Cassava. Our search for the eye is what brought our clan to this place. We won't give up so easily. This is a curious result. It's possible the eye has stopped calling out its signal. More data. Where should this new, more sophisticated locator be built? It may need to be larger than this eye signal locator is. Anona and those of us originally stranded on Ember Twin built a quantum moon locator there, but the heat of the sun made its construction challenging. I wouldn't recommend building on that planet. The southern glacier in Brittle Hollow has ample available space. I could construct a new building to house this proposed locator. Yes, let's build there. I imagine our young friend Kanoi would enjoy that immensely. He's always held a great interest in the eye, especially for a child born so long after the crash. I will begin construction on Brittle Hollow South Pole immediately then. Another place for us to traverse to. Oh! Okay, wow. Wow! I've seen this ruin in other travelers' pictures, but seeing it for myself, it's really old, isn't it? But wow, this is the coolest day of my life. Okay, time for some official notes. Oh! Welcome, Kai, and everyone you've brought along. We are playing Outer Wilds this evening, which, a big warning, this game is full of a lot of spoilers. If you have not yet played through it, this is one of those grandiose experiences of a game you can only feel once. So, if you ever have aspirations to explore space, I do warn you, this is not the stream to watch. I'd recommend, personally, buying the game and playing through it yourself. And hello back to you, Kai. And a thank you for the follower, Ari Nui? Do instruct me how to properly pronounce your name, just in case. So, this is some kind of Nomai locator. It can point out the different planets, which is incredibly cool, by the way. But from what little I can understand of the writing here, I think it was built to try to find something specific. R-E-E Nui. R-E-E Nui? So, twice? I'm not sure. I was able to translate something about the South Pole of Brittle Hollow, so I'll fly there to see if I can learn more. Yep, just gonna get back in the old ship and take off. Totally safe. Mostly safe. Oh, stars above. Found something suspicious, did he? Ah, Ari Nui. Not Ari Nui, but Ari Nui. Ari Nui. Indeed. So, we're about to take off into space once again. But before I do, you guys happen to rated just in time that I needed a quick BRB, so I will be right back, and I'll see you all in about a minute or two. And a drum roll, please. We should be ready to resume once again. So, we have something on the South Pole of Brittle Hollow. And thank you very much for the raid, Kai. You do have a 2.0 model happening soon, I believe. Thank you for the hydrate redeem. Renewing? Resident Evil, new E virus. So, eye signal locator. This is what we were looking for. Which takes us back to the Southern Observatory, which should allegedly... Okay, so we did this in kind of the wrong order. We will want to follow the direction of the arrows that go here. The new, more sensitive locator the Nomai built on this observatory was unable to detect any trace of the eye signal. Based on their knowledge of the quantum moon, the Nomai believed the eye was in a distant orbit around the sun. The Nomai decided to stop searching for the eye signal and instead look for it visually by sending out a deep space probe. There were concerns that the probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. Wait a minute. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the water and below the current. Has that been there this entire time? We hadn't yet read that before. Or perhaps I didn't pay attention to it. Though, what I do love about the narrative structure of this game is how many different things it has converging. I will need to be able to see my velocity to properly pilot us towards here. So again, we have to rebind our connection. I did forget, for quite the long time. No matter. Eventually, with the way this is structured, when we run out of things for us to look for, we will inevitably find more constructive information. Yeah, I did forget, and that's kind of what happens when we play a game based around basically investigating space mysteries. Here it is. Here's the one that pushes counterclockwise. Already, and so soon. Haha, here we are. But, let's kindly avoid the jellyfish, shall we? There appears to be nothing but an electric field around here. The jellyfish slowly emerge from it. I imagine as we get close, we end up taking damage, correct? Very frightening. Also, that red glow, I assume, is something ominous, or is this a field we can pass through? The jellyfish do it without being harmed. I wonder if we can quickly check our console before we're drifted inward. It's the storm that knocked out my power earlier. Pretty appropriate. We have come full circle. Hopefully time has paused while I'm doing this. Okay, ocean depths. Some sort of electrical field surrounds the planet's core. But is there anything else here? Says the jellyfish are only useful for insulation. Wait, that one's going back inside. I imagine if we get close to these things, they zap us, correct? Or, actually, one thing we should have been able to do. Does it look back up? Ah, it gets repelled. But we see these core-like structures underneath. Well, I suppose we have to discover these sometime. Very well. Well, at least that didn't absolutely destroy our ship. Stun edged by a planet. Alright. Go ahead and... yeah, we're okay drifting here for a moment. So the conclusion drawn was that the jellyfish insulate from electricity, meaning we probably want to hitch a ride on one of these guys. Or the very tops of them will do the same. I definitely do not want to get myself electrocuted to death, thank you very much. Ah, even in spite of our functional immortality. Take a peek in here. Would the jellyfish going into the core make them stun dippers? I'm not sure about that one. Stun dipper. I guess that's a good enough that's as good enough of a pun as we're going to get. There's nothing about more to discover here yet. So, we were launched away when we got close, correct? Yeah, touching the jellyfish will hurt us, so... yeah, and anything that isn't a jellyfish gets there and gets launched away. Oh, welcome, Flaming Scapes. Are you here from YouTube? I actually haven't updated there yet. But yeah, I am currently moved to Twitch since we did acquire affiliate status after so long. No, I'm still streaming. We had our anniversary celebration lately, about, I think, a week ago at this point, and we're still going strong. In fact, I think after tonight I'm gonna try to upload a video telling everyone on YouTube that I have moved over to Twitch. Thank you very much. We're trying to figure out how to get inside the planet's core here. I don't foresee myself quitting streaming anytime soon. I've just barely started to pick up on it. Pick up getting anything interesting going on. We do see bits of coral. I don't know if we actually have to get inside. Since we don't have any extra arrows leading away from the points here, can we actually get past the current if we drift upward? Indeed, we can. So now we have to think. Maybe our buddy Gabbro here has some advice for us. Rate the game without spoilers so far. I mean, I'd even take the advice that one of our other viewers has said, and that is this is a game that can't be rated because of the experience it gives. You know, I kind of wish I'd built a hammock here before we ended up in this time loop. So far, it's giving me an absolute wonderful sense of discovery. And I don't even know if I can rate it until we get to a conclusion. It's turning out to be one of the absolute most unique games I've ever played. Oh, here we go off into space again. Yeah, it's one of those games that you have to play while knowing absolutely nothing about it. Wait a minute. I wonder. Ah, the ghost matter's still in there. Darn. So far, I'm thinking 9, maybe 10 out of 10. There it is. The ghost matter doesn't exist for a short amount of time, while the water is there. Just like what one of our viewers said, although I think that'll only apply here. I don't know on what other planets can apply it. Yeah, it's kind of 10 out of 10 material, but I wouldn't know until I reach the end. If you're looking for an exploration game, something with a sense of constant wonder and discovery, leave the stream and play it without looking up anything about it. In fact, this is one of few games I'd say I respect that completely. I haven't looked up anything about it so far, since at least it always seems to lead me to discover something new every time I play it. So far, loving it. Would entirely recommend it. Do we have anything about the core? I guess he doesn't say anything specifically for us about getting under there, so maybe we don't have any secrets to find there. Yeah, some of the planets need hydration, like myself. See beyond the horizon, illuminate dark areas, detect hazards, test the environment. So that's the end there. Guess we don't have anything else to do under the current. Rebecca set up a camp at the bottom of the crossroads. Their excitement of being surrounded by so much Nomai history is matched only by their terror of the black hole. That was over on Brittle Hollow, correct? Wait. I saw the probe tracking module through a Nomai projection pool. Looks like the module is underwater. Could see purple electricity outside the viewport. So we do want to get in there, or at least maybe we're supposed to drift somewhere around the outside. Alright, look for the one that drifts in the opposite direction. Here it is. Wait. Yeah. Here it is. So, is it inside or is it somewhere along just outside of it. Knowing this game, we probably have to figure out some way to get inside there. Well, I guess we could try it again. Though we got launched away, didn't we, last time? We still didn't take any damage whatsoever. Yeah, we just get zapped away, so we are gonna need something with those, jellyfish, most likely. Don't know how we'd relocate a dead one from Dark Bramble over here. Wait a minute. There's the jellyfish inside the crystal on here. Maybe, once we find that island, maybe later in the cycle. Yeah, here it is. We have to figure out how to release it from the crystal here. And then we can probably ride it on the way down. Careful. No, you have to recall it, and then you can switch to photo mode. Oh! Trip 4, entry number whatever. Crashes 2. Boring crashes 0. Remember to see Slate when I get back. Haha, yeah! All the way down to the core. Consider yourself conquered, Giant Steep. You just got feldsparred. That was one of my more dramatic feats, if I do say so myself. I can't believe I wasn't electrocuted. Can't wait to tell Hornfels and Gusson about this one. I guess brute force isn't always the answer. Right, so that's one more off the list. Seemed all that's left now. Left is the big one now. Dark Bramble, here I come. So we need to figure out how to... And in such a small span of time...
Share this with 5 friends to totally feldspar them.
I wonder why that little area is blocked off. But you can just walk right around it. I mean, I guess that's part of the puzzle then, isn't it? I can't tell if it's melting. Guess we're out of our chance to see. So somehow we gotta find our way inside the jellyfish and then drop that down. But that will have to wait for another time. Meaning probably this one. Since that would be essentially how we come full circle. In an entire stream, basically focusing on violent sun, violent sand, and violent storms. Alright, ready yourselves up. We're taking another dive in. head our way up. You know, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I can get the camera rigging working. I keep looking at myself over on the side. See, if I look down, it thinks I close my eyes. Yeah, like that. It's weird. I need to just keep looking straight ahead, I suppose, and maybe it'll keep the tracking right. I don't know if that's a symptom of the eye tracking or the actual VTuber model rig needing a bit more work. An island of thorny vines and what happens to be a frozen jellyfish. Looks like Feldspar camped here before heading off to Dark Bramble. And that takes us back down inside. I rarely ever take the time to look back at my own streams, so for the most part, I don't know how I am visibly. If I'm always like looking up or looking around. I know there's a lot of times where I start getting sleepy-eyed and the eyes start closing and stuff like that, so I'm trying to find optimal conditions to make myself look presentable. Although, yeah, just from looking at the stream over there, it might be better if I just get a rigging that lets me always look off to the side slightly. Maybe that's the way to handle these things. So that would require, possibly, relocating a camera. Now, think about it. When's the next Dead Cell stream? I was thinking about this week, actually. Though I don't know on what day it would be. This is actually the week that Dungeon Fighter Duel releases, which I'm probably going to focus on for the most part. As well... Wonder if a slightly lower camera angle would fix the bling thing you mentioned. I'd want to try. Maybe I can go ahead and position my camera off to the side. Thing is, the monitors I have are absolutely gigantic. So it's difficult for me to find a different spot. Right now, the camera sits top and center on my monitor. There we go. 27-inch, I think. What model of monitor is this? Actually, no, I think it's... let's see. If I open up my tablet program, or maybe my display settings would tell me. Oh, device disconnected, so it's not going to let me work with that. I think, actually, I think it's actually a 32. God, what's the name of it? Because I know it had the size listed in the name. Yeah, they're Gigabyte G32 QCs. So yeah, they're both they're both 32 inches. Yep, that's the one. Or more accurately, 31 and a half. Which might have actually made the problem worse, not something I could have predicted. Regardless, I'll still find something. I have decided I am going to try to spend a bit more time working on the actual setup for this. Usually, I'm just doing this as something small to work on with time, but I'm not really building it up much. I'm not putting too much into new overlays or working on collaborations or much. I kind of just try to do this a few hours a week just as a measure of progress and time, and immediately after I log off, I just want to completely detach from the internet and all that stuff. Yeah, they are very nice monitors. Well, we have had someone ask about Dead Cells, so why not? I guess we can do that this week. Given that I am on Twitch now, I don't have any obligation to stick with one thing or another. Yeah, I've been missing Dead Cells. Let's do that this week. No, we don't need that tracked anymore. I can probably sit down and just spend a weekend not streaming live, but trying to find the optimal stream setup, because there's been a lot of times that I've sat down and looked at my own rigging, but... yeah, right now it has me looking slightly up, which it probably shouldn't, but then again, if I stared directly at you, maybe that would be uncomfortable. But if I looked off to the side slightly and accordingly adjusted my camera, you know what? Let's just move that over here. Oh, that's not facing me anymore. Hold on. If I moved it on top of... here instead. Is it any better? It seems to have raised me up quite a bit on the screen. Maybe even getting me out of the window view. Actually, it would probably be better if I looked at it directly in OBS. Look directly at the screen. Okay, so maybe that is a proper setup. Really? Sonic Carbine better than any other weapon. I'd like the information on that, since I don't know what its critical hits do, but I don't doubt it whatsoever. Might need a bit more work, but try that. See how this one works for you. Yeah, I relocated my camera over off to the side. So maybe that helps with a slightly better angle. A little better. What if I moved it all the way onto the other giant-ass monitor? And model will morph out again. Look forward for a bit, then look back over. And that drifted me right back down, so I need to go back up again. Maybe this is better. You know what? I am looking into experimenting more, since now, given that I've done a year of basically stagnating, I kind of want to actually grow the channel. And work on it accordingly. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Let me know what you think. And then actually, if I look over at my other monitor with the chat, I should look basically more towards the camera. Worth a shot. So, somehow we have to unfreeze this darn thing. Though, I guess there's a place with so many answers that we've just neglected to go to. Perhaps now is a better time than any to head right back to Dark Bramble. Hopefully, sitting in the screen that entire time didn't make the clock pass. Well, we could have a good indicator if we just viewed the map. interloper just past orbit, so I think we're okay. Except now, I gotta figure out how we get out of here. Yeah, before I started the streaming thing, I had, like, one 18-inch... Yeah, I think it was 18-inch 1080p. And I still have it sitting off on the nightstand to the side. But recently I haven't had much of a reason to be using a third monitor. I used two just fine. For a bit there I was using three, but I got more equipment and that gave me less room on my desk, so I still need to think a little bit. And apparently rebind a control. Wrong one. It was left bumper, wasn't it? Yeah, left bumper. Roll our way over here. Oh, wow, we really blasted off into space. Maybe that is a little better. It has me looking roughly towards the center of the screen. I don't think I'll have a schedule for y'all this week. I don't know what I'm doing yet. It's mostly depending on how much I love DNF Duel, so I'll just formally announce that, I guess, in both the Discord and on Twitter. We'll do whatever this week, and it's, yeah, freeform. In fact, according to what a lot of my friends do, that's probably what would be best. Maybe it would be better to keep up with not having to worry so much about a schedule. Since there are still plenty of larger streamers that just stream whatever. Y'all are here for my magnetic charisma, after all, aren't you? If my few regulars have anything to say about it. About 4 or 5, maybe. Reese hasn't been around lately, but I know he has a lot of, work getting to him right now. Very well. Back into Spookyville we go. Voice and vibe are what you look for, and I am delighted to provide. So this one's just another seed. We still don't know what the red one indicates. Though it might lead us towards the vessel. So we'll have to see. How about no? Yes, very much a no. Oh, wow! That actually took us entirely out of the thing. So, does it matter? Does it matter which side we start from? Huh. Yeah, space is very different. It's the same way going in. Anglerfish is that center one. Let's try looking over here. Yeah, this is the one that had all the debris in it, correct? The planet's more than a little fishy, Aaron. I'd say it's quite fishy. I'd say it's actually absolutely swimming with bad vibes. Ah, darn, missed. No? So... Though for what you know about the red ones, that's usually... Oh, yeah, let's not head in there. Or... wait, what? Oh, so it depends on the angle as well. So, from a different side, do we have a different result? Seems like it just keeps getting eaten by anglerfish. It was just a pun. Just a pun, read nothing into it. So I guess we're not supposed to go into the red area. Yeah, there's literally just an anglerfish waiting on the other end. Don't go over there. Yeah, I think this is actually more frightening than basically any horror game I've played so far. Welcome back, Ariel. Delighted to see you. Currently trying to figure out just what the heck we're supposed to do in here. Well, that made me shiver. I don't know if it showed on my VTuber model, but that jump scared me. Alright, fine. Anything else? Hey, get back here. Everything's shipshape and ready to go. So... now where are we looking? Just I wait until the DLC. Yeah! There was even a warning to turn down the frightening stuff for the DLC. I'm not looking forward to it, but I have no idea what we'll end up doing there. Send in a scout for a long trip. We don't want to run into, that campsite. We're kind of looking for the vessel here. Okay, it'll be a bit before we encounter another angler. But that's the only light in here. So, nothing for us then. Presumably. Though we might just have to actually look around inside. Angler. Ah, fine. I guess we will look around in here, but explicitly try to avoid the anglerfish. Now we think. Finding the vessel is interesting. I better not have to get eaten by one of those things. 'Cause it looked like when I fired a drone inside the red one that, it had another teleport afterwards. There's another way out. Okay, so it looks like there isn't anything in here whatsoever. I mean, there's no way they expect us to find something amidst all this fog. Start boosting. We're getting out of here. All right. This is actually a horror game. Maybe not by eye. Right. Wouldn't there be a... You know, I think that's exactly... That was just the hint I would have needed, Aaron. Damn it. Fine. Touchdown gently. I just don't want to play a horror game. I'm not a horror game streamer. They did expect you to find feldspar already. I think we might have already been in somewhat the right direction. Oh. So it was back in here. What am I locking on? Okay. Steer very clear of the boys. Okay, I think we'll be fine. Ah, entangled all in here, isn't it? Here's the escape pod that never made it out. And hopefully... a tail inside. Alright, so that's how we're getting in. Park ourselves here gently. DLC is about as scary as Bramble, just has better atmosphere. Might be a good thing to visit. Hold on. Our escape pod crashed as we tried to flee this place, destroying our movement and communication capabilities in the process. We've held out as long as we could here, but this pod's supply of breathable air is nearly depleted, and the anglerfish attack more and more frequently. Our best chance at survival is to return to the vessel to either repair the damage or, more probably, await rescue. Seka, is the message finished? The vessel's beacon is already growing fainter. It will be gone in a matter of hours. We need to leave here quickly. Begin flight log. Escape pod 3. Vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated. Awaiting departure from vessel. Not launching escape pod 3. Multiple collisions have altered pod's trajectory. Significant damage to pod detected. Navigation error. Life support error. Propulsion error. Scanning external environment. Scan complete. Gravity not detected. Breathable air not detected. Multiple life forms detected. Potentially hostile. Do not exit pod. There's a new problem. Our equipment is detecting 2 distinct beacons from the vessel. But it isn't possible for the vessel to be in 2 different locations at the same time. I agree, but perhaps the beacons are exactly identical to each other. Perhaps if I had more time. We're nearly out of time already, Din. The vessel's beacon is quickly fading. Soon it will be gone, and we will be lost. Alright, I think that's it for whatever we need in here. Huh. Curious. Pretty sure that's the indicator that we're not going to outrun the supernova. Indeed, there's the sound of it exploding. Well, at least it wasn't by anglerfish. Better refuel just in case. Really, that absolutely destroys my model whenever I take a drink. I'm gonna have to start sipping everything through a straw. Do we have straws? I should go look to see if we have straws. Be right back. You can watch the model just stare into space. Alright. Here's an experiment for you. Turns out my roommate actually has plastic cups with built-in straws. A little sippy cup that just has a straw on it. And it looks like I can do that without messing up the camera rigging. So, bit by bit we will improve our production value and the quality of our stream overall. Hope you all have enjoyed a nice little bit of Timber Hearth. We are off. Back to the Bramble. Actually, just check to see if there's anything that says we have more to discover here. We do! Attempted to return to the vessel. Wait, first things first. Up ourselves directly to Dark Bramble. And away we go. Okay, that does mess with my rigging a little bit, but I guess I officially have the streamer cup now. Hope that thing doesn't mind getting filled with tea again and again and again and again. Oh, wait a minute. Not very far from the White Hole Forge. Interesting. Reaccelerate because we're immediately going back in. Funny how none of this is quantum, but then again, distorted space-time is different from how quantum space-time would function. The center one's an anglerfish, I believe, every single time. The one in the back is a new area to traverse. So let's go ahead and give that a look. We are not going to the red one. Nope, nope. Absolutely not whatsoever. My cat literally just tried to jump scare me by brushing his tail up against me, the little rascal. Alright. Could you cut that out? No! Go away. Take a look-see in here. So that encounters an anglerfish pretty quickly. Well, it said there was more to discover at the, escape pod, so maybe if we headed there directly. I wonder if that will actually let us pick up a different signal. Yeah. Let's just see about heading there directly. And maybe there's more information to uncover. Maybe something that leads us towards the vessel. Uh-oh. Alright. Luckily, we do have a way to trace it again, with quite a bit of ease. Maybe a trail of breadcrumbs? Before we do that, I want to take another look inside here just in case. Since we were here at the very end last time, there might be just a little bit more. Suit on, get out of here, and peek inside. All that's the same. I really like the design of these. I imagine they have all the people housed inside there, which is a pretty interesting way to compact them. Oh, wait. There were 8 pages to this. We will follow the beacon whose source is nearest to us. But suppose that beacon is false. We likely don't have enough air to reach the farther of the 2 beacons, Din. The decision is made for us. We'll leave a trail of lights as we go. There's still a chance someone could hear our escape pod's distress signal. There it is. There were actually 8 pages there. So now, we follow along the trail of lights that they left. As I said, breadcrumbs. Which ejects out the escape hatch end, I believe. Indeed. Away we go. Stop harassing me, Scrunko. I'm busy. Ah, of course. Gonna need just a little bit more fuel in case. Aww. Shit. I wasn't wanting a field train. Can't dwell on it. There it is. And so, presumably... Okay, fine. Get in my lap, you little rascal. Come here. Hey. Where... Hold on. Streamer Cat, I think, is wanting to harass me for something, so I need to make sure he's not, like, actually out of water or something. Be right back in a minute. No, it seems he's just engaged full gremlin mode, so we're not gonna have anything to do with him. Very well, thank you, James. Let's go for our first official drink from a straw on stream. Which I will look directly into the camera as I do. All right. First test was rather unsuccessful. I unfortunately have a very bad habit of sometimes accidentally breathing in while taking a drink. Very funny that that hasn't happened on stream yet, and I've been doing this for a year. Okay, trying again. There. Hopefully that hasn't changed much of anything. Anywho. Back to our usual nonsense. So we can't climb in through there, but it seems those seeds will help us locate different oh, no. You're kidding me. So, of course it's in the red one. Guess we just have to charge through then. Is it really the same pattern from each side? Wait. Okay, so same path from that direction. What I'm wanting to figure out is if we might end up on different sides of the same... You can drown in a sink, drown in a lake. But it takes a bold man to drown in a straw. Well, I guess tonight, finally, just after our 1-year anniversary, Xander Turing is about to be sleeping with the fishes. Oh boy. Oh, great. How are we supposed to get through there then? I guess we do need that way that, we could repel the anglerfish. Because they did say they found a secret to that on, Ember Twin, right? Better not be actually just speedrunning through there. What info do I have that may help? Wait a minute. Maybe? If I launch my scout into the sea, I can take photos of an enormous derelict Nomai ship. Let's see. Nothing much there. All of those point towards here, but they don't point away from it. There was something about the anglerfish. Because I thought one of the entries said something about, the anglerfish being territorial, and therefore you could use a headlamp to keep them away, or they basically stayed away from other anglerfish. The fact that it mixes around the X and A input so much really messes with me. So, maybe our headlights just don't work hard enough? No, that should be enough light, correct? I mean, I guess we'll directly try it, putting the scout on the front of the ship and seeing if that keeps them away. That's my only other idea. Oh, was I literally just misreading it the entire time? Territorial behavior typically implies that they would get hostile rather than flee, but they are blind. So the lights won't do anything then, right? I swear there's something to keep them away. There's more to explore specifically at the graveside, so I guess we'll take another look then. Fine. As much as I don't want to have to do this. How the heck did they manage to eat this entire spaceship? And yeah, they should allegedly attack if we'd get in their territory. I wish I had that, passage about the anglerfish written down so we'd know how to go through here. Trial and catastrophic error part of the game. I know, but if I were really in this situation, I'd just let my natural cowardice prevent me from doing too much. At least, I'd rather not get eaten by giant anglerfish, because this entire place is quite frightening. But I suppose if I was stuck in a time loop, which I barely imagine is possible, I'd have to figure something out. Though I imagine it would take more than the, 15 hours we streamed this game for me to become complacent with death. I feel like that would be one of those things that would happen after, like, thousands of hours of dying over and over again. Then you'd stop caring. So we've got more to look at here, right? Suit on. Oh! Wait, no. That the game did not note in my log. You know what? We have been getting deep enough into this game that I wouldn't mind having a little reminder or hint. If I played this all in one sitting, it would be much easier for me to remember. What more do we have to discover here? Huh. You were looking directly in. Feldspar told us. Easy enough. We can find him in a snap. So we figure out how to get out of this darn place. Bad idea. There's the way out of this darn place. Here we go. And real quick, before we do much more, I will want to make sure we can... we're probably right at that little loading screen, so... cling ourselves right along one of these walls. And I think that's it. Yeah, all systems are green. So, go back to finding our boy Feldspar. Yeah, that center one is the anglerfish. Yeah, headlights apparently aren't gonna make any bit of a difference. It'll be in here that we're looking. I think it was the one on the left, correct? One of these shouldn't have that weird seed. Yeah, that's where we need to go. Slip around through here ever so gently. Actually, now that we've had enough encounters, maybe we could go ahead and talk to Feldspar and get some slightly better information out of him. Roll ourselves back around, and now we talk to him. See what little advice or hint he has for us. Suit on, plenty of fuel. Though I will appropriate a bit more, he's not gonna need it. After all, he doesn't plan on leaving. Whoa! Where'd you come from? No one's come here in, well, ever, actually. That makes you the second Hearthian to ever reach Dark Bramble. After me, of course. Well done. Say, it's you. They made you an astronaut? And you hadn't blown yourself up yet. Good for you. We all thought you were dead for sure. What? Me, killed off by thorny extra-dimensional plants that entirely violate the laws of space and time, and a couple of giant predatory fish with gaping maws and enormously sharp fangs? Not in this lifetime, little buddy. I set up camp here when my ship got stuck here in Dark Bramble. Been living off the land ever since. Oh, this is a good story. We just happened to have finished exploring the core, and it's literally the exact same story we've already listened to prior. I can't believe you destroyed your ship. Easy for you to say. Your ship probably has all kinds of fancy modifications and upgrades, like working retro boosters and non-flammable construction materials. Anyway, that's how it all went down, hatchling. Story's over, but feel free to stay and enjoy the fire a while. Or don't. Fire's not going anywhere. What happened to this anglerfish? Must have been chewing on the vine and eaten a seed, then the seed grew until it happened. They're territorial, so they mostly avoid each other. Space expands inside each one. Okay, so we know it's about the, jellyfish. We gotta find some way to unfreeze that ice, or crystal, or whatever it is. Then we can probably ride that jellyfish down. I wonder if that literally means just firing our boosters all over it. I found no my writing saying anglerfish are blind. This is different. Aha! So the blasted things do have a weakness. Meaning my fly as fast as I can approach to dealing with them could have used a bit more thought behind it. Oh well, at least they didn't eat me. All's well that ends well, eh, Ashley? Found the frozen jellyfish. So the old thing is still there, is it? That's where I first camped out after the crash, you know. It was pretty cozy inside. It does lack the structural integrity and indomitable spirit of a camp made in the shelter of the very bones of the species that tried to eat you, I suppose. Still, very cozy. Yeah, we literally just talked to him about that one. blind. Meaning my fly as fast as I can approach to dealing with them could have used a bit more thought behind it. Kind of funny that these ones end up leading into there. Oh, or this one literally... Oh. Hello there, Scout. So... They operate or they can't see. My first guess is maybe they're able to detect me through, use of the boosters, so the silly idea is just gather as much velocity as I can before going through there, and then just don't do anything while they're surrounding the exit. But... let's see. I imagine... if they're blind, what can I extrapolate? Probably that they operate off of, detecting vibrations, or that they work by sound. But... I mean, I guess we have to trial and error it. If they're blind, they can't see, so they hunt using their other senses, and therefore... Yeah, sounds are vibrations, but it could be, like... What I don't know is if the fog around here counts as a medium that, ship motion could travel through, is what I'm talking about. Like, there's a difference between trying to listen for sound vibrations and then just detecting vibrations through, say, your feet, and you'd feel that someone else would be stomping around or walking around or something like that. Which is different, and anglerfish don't have feet, but I'm trying to think. I'm so overthinking this. Well, you know me. I'm going to drastically overthink something. Well... first things first, find my darn way out of here. I mean, there is a difference between sound and touch. Wait, we literally just went full circle here. Of course, it's because I'm walking towards... nearest... I mean, I guess we could try just... accelerating past them. I mean, you did say it was all trial and error. Fine. I'll just boost right past them and turn everything off. Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, we can try drifting past them. Wait, did we just go another level deeper? Or no, that was us going backwards. What the... Okay. What's the value of life in a time loop anyway? I guess that is the only thing we can test. Let's see, how close are they at the start? They're pretty close. So, if we just... I guess just start accelerating and see if they react late or only after we brush up against them. Very well. Fine. Hydrate, and here goes. I hate these freaking anglerfish. We're gonna touch him. Or... hypothesis correct. We're not allowed to touch any of our systems whatsoever. And slowly, we should be able to drift towards our destination. As expected, I just didn't want to be wrong. But what other choice do we have? Our choice would probably be to speed up since we have to get moving. Where the heck are we looking? That one's an infinite loop. That leads to over there, so the one we're looking for is right here, correct? Nope, that's just actually another angler. Alright, we know how we get in there then. The heck? If this at least is some slightly better path. Yeah, this one literally launches it back in behind us. And into what appears to be an infinite loop inside here. Or we just head into the other one. Ah, it's a boy! Very well. What do y'all think? Should we depart for this evening with our newfound knowledge, or do y'all want to give it another try? And not let me leave you off with the cliffhanger. Alright. We'll be powering through it once more, and leave it off on a good note. One with a lot of discovery. Gear up. We should only have to do this one more time. Aaron will always vote more Outer Wilds, indeed. In fact, it would probably be better if I played more at once. Just so that I'd have less to forget between streams. Anywho. Get out, and hopefully we've escaped that gravitational pull. Escape pod is this direction, so that's where we're going. And again, unbound controls. I mean, this is the kind of game I would have liked to marathon. I'll have to think about exactly what the schedule is for this week still. Perhaps tomorrow I'll just try to play as much DNF Duel as I can to wear myself out on the idea. That's probably why I should have had a lock on, so that I could see when I'm getting closer. Okay, I get it. I guess I'll go ahead and drop that on the Discord and the Twitter. No official schedule this week. We'll play it by ear. I'll play DNF Duel tomorrow, and if I like it, play it for a few more days out of the week. I think we might just officially have Friday be DNF again, if it turns out. I don't absolutely hate the game. Yeah, the lock-on bug is weird. You'd think that it wouldn't be that difficult for the devs to fix. So, this time... we will head to the escape pod first, so... we can find, the proper location of the vessel. And then from there, we will slowly drift our way inside. We'll use the duplicate signal to know where we go once we get into the red space. Go there, follow the trail, use the tiny seed, and fire our scout in there to get a better idea of our angle whenever we approach. There it is. There's the breadcrumb trail. Breadcrumb trail. I seem to get it pretty frequently compared to other streamers. What my guess is... Nope. Do not leave that in the chat. But, what I think might be happening is it might happen whenever I alt-tab out of the game. That's my first guess. It's weird that it does happen so frequently. Alright. Hey, get me back over there. So it can detect hazards, like, directly. Okay, we know exactly when it's going to land itself in hot water. Refuel, sit back up here. Alright, extreme tension time it is. Take a drink. This time without choking. Kansai Dorito! So, we know where we need to go.
Leroy
Jenkins. Thank you, Leviathan. I was a little nervous about that one. Need to wait until we drift roughly close to those eggs is probably where we're far enough. And then we will redirect ourselves. Wait for it. Ah, no worries, Ariel. It was my slip of the tongue after all. I do need to focus on my breathing exercises a lot better because I do tend to sound worse towards the end of these long streams. Alright. Sit here, 0 our velocity. There's an angler right there. Oh dear. How did that one find us? Fine, we do it again. James, you had no part of this. I do try to brand myself kind of say-so, Ariel. I know I can't evade that kind of, stuff, and don't worry, I'm not upset. I'm more upset with myself, the fact that I let it slip. Well, I do swear, occasionally. And definitely when we get down to karaoke night, I plan on swearing a lot more. But I think the horny VTuber thing is overdone, and that's not what I'm here for ultimately. Because as someone who likens himself to a professor, I do want to eventually be able to make, like, coding tutorials and such. And not have my existing branding be horny or anything of the sort. In fact, actually, I did plan on having that as a stream subject soon. I did bring up the game dev project, and that would be a way to keep myself held accountable. That's ultimately why you see me streaming so frequently, because it's like, hey, I haven't dedicated myself to something in years, so at least give myself a small goal to keep up with. And since I tend to quit out on a lot of things if I'm not held accountable by other people, really, making sure that I have an audience here is what keeps me doing this. And I did, accordingly, pick back up the game dev stuff. So, overall, the idea is just that I need to keep myself going on something, and I think it would be easier for me to not give something up if other people held me accountable. After all, the shame and guilt of people being upset missing a stream. I mean, call it unhealthy all you like, but at least start me to getting onto a healthier work ethic. Though I don't know what I'd be programming right now. You know what, I'll do that right after the stream is done. Wow, it is late. Win or lose, this is our last traversal out of here. Yeah, that'll happen, Ariel. I've had I've had a couple of people who've enjoyed the voice work a bit too much. Gladly, I don't think they're following me anymore, or at least I haven't seen them in the chat lately. Do y'all want a hot take? Or maybe not a hot take. It's not a hot take, but surprise trivia thing. Outside of the streams, a lot of friends do actually recognize me as quite the pervert. Unfortunately, over the course of the past few years, I've made a couple of friends that were like looking into a very ugly mirror. And accordingly, I thought, maybe I'm giving people the wrong impression. because I wasn't like this until I became depressed. It's not trivia, it's just get to know weird things about your professor. Alright. And genuinely, I don't think I'm that lewd of a person. It was just a very easy way to make my friends laugh, because I always did it in a comedic context. Yeah, self-reflection is a hell of a drug, and one of the things I pride myself on is being self-aware, at least, so I say. Ooh, dear. Okay, so there is one that's like very, very close to the ship over there. And that's the direction we want to avoid. We'll have to drift here for a little bit first. And then maybe once we stop hearing the sounds, that's probably the actual indicator we get that tells us if, we're in detection range. Quietly. And now we start speeding ourselves away. Very well, I think we did it successfully. Just now you're trying to suspect me. Completely understood, and I thank you for it. Yeah, I just came to the realization that I didn't really feel like it was me. It was just a performance I was putting up, which... really, it made a lot of my friends laugh, all the time. I was comedic about it. Not a subject I should be talking about while we're making a grand discovery here, so... that's a conversation topic for another time. Please, tell me there's a tree inside of here. Somewhere. It depends on the person, Ariel. I just wanted to be able to brand myself as someone differently. Mostly because I know I can't avoid kids in the online space. Although they are harder to find on Twitch, that is good news. And eventually I do want to be like that kind of online professor who has a lot of tutorials for math and computer science and stuff like that, and have good educational materials. For some reason, you get the feeling that the anglerfish don't do much more than swallow the ship whole and hope for the best. That's what it seems like. The ship is barely smaller than the fish themselves. So I feel like it really wouldn't turn out well for them. Actually, kind of the opposite. Understandable. And very valid. I'd probably make those friends very well outside of streaming, but I'm trying to hold myself towards something specific. As I've said, this isn't my real voice, and I am specifically playing a character. Okay, noted. So, I want to look myself towards the camera, like the entire face. Right there, I was looking forward with my eyes off to the side, and I was still talking in that direction. Very well. You know, I think this camera setup does better. and we still discovered it a year later. So it goes. Ahem. To any Nomai clans whose vessels can hear this message, it's clear the universe is dying. There are fewer and fewer resources and safe places within space now. So my clan and I believe the best option is for all of our clans to stay together. If you can reach the glowing galaxy, we found that black rock suns are fairly stable, and life in this star system is comparatively thriving. We live in relative safety. If you prefer to continue exploring alone, I know you will, or no, you will be on your own. Kenna, we're making our way to you. It's good to hear from you, Bromi. We'll watch for your vessel. Has anyone heard from Neem? His clan was on its way to our vessel, but they never arrived. And he hasn't sent any messages. I'm beginning to worry. That is unsettling. It reminds me of that old myth my grandfather used to tell, the disappearance of Eskal. I remember hearing that story as a child. One day, Eskal's vessel simply stopped responding. The other clan searched and searched, but found no trace. It was as if their missing friends had warped out of existence. That's no myth, friends. Eskal's clan existed, and their story was real. What a curious event to have passed into myth. Our ancestors' ancestors were told the story when they were young. Are you sure it's true, Hyssop? It was a very long time ago, but yes. My clan's ancestors searched for Eskal's clan for a long time. But in the end, none of them were ever seen again. It's the only time in our history a vessel has ever disappeared this way. Hyssop, I hope you aren't comparing Eskal's story to my clan's vessel. Neem, my friend, we feared you were gone. Not yet, we aren't, but nearly. We found trouble during our warp. The triple suns of the bright spark star system exploded, and it was only a lucky coincidence we weren't caught in the blast. We'll meet you soon, Kenna. I'm relieved your clan is safe, Neem. It's good to hear your words. Any vessels nearby, remember to be extremely cautious of potentially unstable stars, which is most of them now. This is Eskal's vessel. Something went badly wrong during our warp, and our vessel is mortally wounded. We need help quickly as possible. Our vessel appears to have... has it? Fused with the local environment somehow. There are vines that are now a part of the vessel. It's been torn apart from the inside itself. We are abandoning our vessel. Any Nomai clans or spaceflight-capable species receiving this message, I implore you, we need your help. Is this broken? Can anyone hear me? Our vessel is dying. We need immediate assistance. That's all she wrote. Nothing left on there. Quite the curiosity. I'll explore around a bit more before we figure out what this thing does. Very frightening. But a lot of space inside to explore, it appears. I don't know if these are doors or windows, but they do not appear to open to us. Real quick, I think that is an excellent signal for us to refuel. Sorry, Bone Boy. Didn't mean to disrupt your rest. Hopefully that thing doesn't start drifting away. Double check if there's anything else outside first. Stop it! I told you I'd pay attention to you later. Okay, fine. Wait, where? Ah, he just wants to stare at the window. Let me do that real quick. Oh, open the window, I mean, not stare out of it. Go on. So we resume. Alright, no red herrings outside. We could double check our log, just to make sure. What? Fine. Lap, Scrunko. Get comfy, you little rascal. Or he's completely uninterested, yet he continues to bark at me. Alright, we found the vessel. There's still more to explore here. Outgoing message system broke. Vessel can still hear incoming messages from other. Remaining Nomai clans are regrouping in response to the impending death of the universe. Very well, let's access those controls. See just what goes on in here. You know, we've kept this up for almost 4 hours. I think it might be nice to just try to stick to longer streams in the future. I want to. Maybe I end up going full force into the whole relax streamer thing and just vibe for an entire day. On the weekends, of course. What's this button do? Alright. Let's do this. Nothing. Ah, so we need to complete a little circuit here. The vibes are immaculate, but you are out past your bedtime. Okay. We'll be a lot more responsible in the future. Aha! Perhaps some sort of a password? Or coordinates, even. I wonder. There's gotta be something in here. Thanks for giving you an excuse, though. I'm happy to. Phew. No idea if it's a password system or what. Or coordinate entry. So it probably is a password, or... Why are we drifting around so much? I mean, that's my first guess. Maybe there's an answer somewhere on here, or... Still no response. The surprise at the end of this chain of confusion is even more confusion. As expected, we will refuel very quickly just in case, and see if there's anything about a password on here. Since we can't necessarily just brute force it. The vessel's warp core is long dead. I activated a 3-sided pillar on the vessel's bridge that appears to be some sort of an input device. And it says that's all we have to find here. Until we discover some sort of new rumor. I mean, we're probably not leaving this place, so... see what other information we can find while we're here. That's probably it. Is this another escape pod? One unlaunched. Curious. Headlights are not changing anything whatsoever, or at least stuff here's a bit too far to be shown upon. Wow, that burns through our fuel. Alright, back inside. Yet a bit more, since we ended up using a third just traveling around the darn thing. Anything with the doors here? No. No, and no. If there's any secret at all, somewhere inside here. Probably nothing to read out of those symbols. Ugh. Anything down here? Aha! There's rooms down here to the side. Why do we keep rotating? I'm recording now. I've never encountered anything like this. The signal the vessel is receiving appears to be older than the universe itself. This is our first contact with anything of this nature. Everyone, prepare to warp immediately. Escalt, wait! I need more time to send an outgoing message. Shouldn't we tell another clan where we're going? We can send the message upon our arrival. This extraordinary signal appeared suddenly. It may disappear just as quickly, and we can't lose a discovery this incredible. Focus on preparing for the warp instead. I understand. Anona, is the vessel ready to warp to the signal's approximate coordinates? The warp core is powered, but it will be a significant jump. Afterward, we'll need time to recharge the core. That shouldn't create a problem, provided we arrive at or near the signal source. Everyone, we're ready to warp. So, the signal of the eye of the universe... Maybe that leads us on the right path. I hear the ominous buzzing. Perhaps we are approaching the end. Yep, that's exactly the track I was thinking it was. Now what? We still have to get inside the central chamber of the Ash Twin. There's more to explore at the Whitehole station. And the gravity cannons have quite a bit of Get out of here. So once we have all the pieces... This game involves trying things until you find something new, then repeat until you die, much like programming. Indeed, it is very trial and error, getting that stuff done. So we still have a lot to interlope. The Ash Twin project, we still have rules of quantum stuff. And before it's one of those stories where, oh, the eye of the universe is actually the game player's monitor window, and the signal is older because the player would be older than the game they're playing, blah 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 blah. But that is a discovery for a different time. Getting darn close, allegedly. That was 4 whole hours. Just for us to find one more node, but we did make quite a bit of progress there. Wonder how much more we have. Or even what the expansion pack might hold for us. Alright, for most of y'all, it's way past your bedtime, so I'm not gonna hold it to a long goodbye. Hope you'll all get some wonderful rest, and I know I will definitely be streaming DNF Duel tomorrow. No idea about our schedule for the rest of the week. We will probably be doing a presentation alongside Dr. Cave on Friday, I think, is when his anniversary is. And then for Wednesday and Thursday, we'll figure something out. Might end up skipping Thursday, and then just having 5 streams, doing something on Saturday afterwards. We'll see. I do want to do more weekend streams, which might be extended. I've been going a little lighter since our big resurgence in January and March, so... guess it's back into the saddle and hitting that Sigma grind set. I kid, of course. Anywho, you've all been a wonderful audience. Thank you for your attendance. Class is dismissed. I sometimes forget that quote. Regardless, most of y'all are going to bed. Yeah, no, I'm joking. I don't believe in any of that, astrology for lonely men sort of stuff, talking about various Greek letters being assigned to personalities. Absolutely not. Just a bit of the sense of humor. Yeah, since most of y'all are going to bed, no raid tonight. We'll all go ahead and get ourselves some nice rest, so I'll see you all tomorrow, and thank you.